we are in a car with no one. You can be as loud as you want.
At the end of the day, you're another day older, and that's all you can say for the life of the poor. A salute to the man on the deck of that ship. A salute to the immigrant stranger.
Welcome to Driven Season 3, the interview series that's not about the destination, but about the journey getting there. Okay, well, I want to ask you about Shrinking because one of the reasons why I like watching that show is it kind of feels like, it's like a warm hug. You just feel good when you watch it. And you guys genuinely love each other, and it's all about your chosen family.
Sometimes I feel like you need a therapist.
Do you have a therapist?
I did, but he said I didn't need it anymore.
That never happened.
This season, you're a dad.
Yeah.
What is it like working with a baby?
I love working with a baby.
It's a real baby, not a robot, right?
Yeah, it's a real baby.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a robot at one point. They did have a robot. They brought a robot in, and we've had dummies, like babies that look like,
Yeah.
But usually it's a real baby. Usually, if you see me holding it, it's a real baby.
It's a real baby.
I felt like I've imprinted with these babies. There's 2 babies that we use. But now, all I see is Waymos. Isn't this weird? Like, there's just Waymos everywhere. Is that
used to
something
it.
about being in a Waymo that, like,
I don't know.
We
Are
take-
they talking to each other? I don't know.
we take the same streets?
Probably.
Like, does Waymo take Fountain, like Betty Davis said? Take Fountain.
Take Fountain. And now I have been lucky enough to have interviewed Harrison a few
here?
times. No, Harrison has not come in here. Not yet. Not yet.
Look at him.
But I have interviewed Harrison before, and he is a force. And
Yeah.
and as an actor, does that ever get old? Or are you constantly just like,
There he is.
but you're looking at him? Do you just find yourself staring at him?
I try not to. I don't want to be creepy, but he's fascinating. And I've learned so much working with him especially about like the camera, because I'm mostly a theater, I come from the theater, I'm like mostly in theater, that's what my training is. And I've now worked on camera a lot, so I have a pretty good sense of the camera, but his understanding of the lenses and
The focal length.
yeah, I mean, he knows that
Yeah,
stuff. Are you in a cowboy? He'll like scream across at the camera crew, like, what's this shot? And he has a relationship with the camera. And I have a relationship with the camera crew too, but it's like, how was your weekend?
Yeah, right.
It's
right,
not,
right.
are you doing a dolly shot?
Right,
Like, it's
right.
not things like that.
That's awesome.
The scene where we did the Les Mis thing, have you seen that episode? Where we sing where Jason and I sing?
Brand you know nothing of Johnny. I was born inside a jail. If I had to kill you here, you must have got a
Do you guys make that up?
Yep, we did. We made it up.
Yeah, we made it up.
You've spoken how Harrison didn't know what you guys were going to do,
Yes,
and those
right,
are his
right.
genuine reactions. So what I actually want to do with you is I want to do a little something called What Would Harrison Ford Think?
Okay.
I'm going to have a list of things, and you are going to tell me, in your best Harrison Ford impression, what he would think about them.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
Waymo.
Ready?
Waymo.
Where's the f***ing driver?
TikTok.
TikTok, let's shoot this piece of
Jason Segel.
Who?
Michael Urie.
Who? Bigger who?
How do you know when he's joking or not?
He's always joking.
Okay.
Everything's a joke.
Okay. I want to ask you about Brian because he's a little narcissist. I mean, let's get real. Does that, are we going to see that carry over into 4? How do you think his arc is going to go?
Well, I don't know that he could ever be cured of his narcissism. I'm not sure that's possible. I'm not sure that narcissism is curable, but I really have no idea what's going to happen in season 4.
What do you hope?
I want him to stay true to who he is, but what I love so much about doing TV is that a character can change. Like the guy that we first met in the beginning of season 1 is not the same guy who is making decisions based on the needs of his husband and his baby in season 3.
Yeah.
And I really like that. And so I think that part of what is appealing about him is that he's a delightful narcissist.
Yeah.
And
He is a lovable narcissist.
Lovable narcissist.
I will say so. Could you see yourself, as an actor, could you run lines in here? Because there's no one, could it be for your own business?
I have, yes, or I could sing.
You could sing.
I could sing to my, like to the top of my lungs.
Yes, yes.
I could run lines. You may have the finest sets, fill the stage with penthouse pets. You may have the loveliest costumes and best shoes. You may dance and you may sing, but I am sorry, Arthur King, you'll get no cheers, just lots and lots of boos. Boo!
I feel like I need to like pay you or something.
You may have bushmen by the score, whom the audience adore. You may even have some animals from zoos.
So what happens now? A suitcase in another hall. We sing that to each other, Ryan and I sing that to each other all the time when we don't know what to do next.
You just burst into song.
So what happens now?
That is the gayest thing I've ever heard in my life.
We did it!
We're done.
Thank you, Andrew.
You're
what a
welcome.
pleasure.
Was this the best interview experience of your professional career?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because we also came where I needed to go.
There we go.
I got a ride out of it and everything.
There we go.